You guys, I need you to really read through Lyft's term and conditions. Before you do hit agree, read all of the fine print. Since they like to switch it up all the time, really read what you are about to agree to. And, they have definitely contradicted themselves a little bit in this, I must admit. They have an anti-discrimination policy, means you will not discriminate against riders with disabilities, and agree to review Lyft's anti-discrimination policies, which I do not condone discrimination at all. But basically, to me, you're basically saying that if somebody has a disability that they need you to get out of your vehicle and pick them up and help them get in and out the car, and you're doing any type of heavy lifting and you hurt yourself, it's basically okay because you weren't allowed to discriminate about your own well-being, helping somebody else that should be getting services from somebody who can actually do this type of work. Don't get me wrong. I have always helped people with wheelchairs with no problem. Help them get to their door with no problem. I don't mind helping people. But when you make it a discrimination policy around it, like you're discriminating if you're choosing your own safety first, it's a problem. Now, they also contradict themselves by saying Lyft does not provide transportation services. And Lyft is not a transportation carrier. Lyft is not a common carrier or a public carrier. If you're not a common carrier or a public carrier, why are you making your drivers pick up people that they cannot always help? Making your drivers have to go above and beyond without paying them for the extra work, or putting their body at risk for hurting themselves trying to pick up heavy items to help your passengers, which they should be using a public service that has that type of, work that pays their people that they train correctly to do this type of job. It's not a job, remember. You guys clearly said inside of this agreement in terms and conditions that it's not basically a job. You're not a public service, but you treat your drivers like employees, yet you don't want them to be an employee, which I would never want to be an employee for them. But they're basically also saying that they cannot guarantee that each rider or driver is who he or she claims to be. Why are you guys in business if you cannot follow through with that to protect people? That's the least you could do to make sure that people are on a platform and feel safe on this platform, that you know who exactly you are letting hop in people's cars or drive. I mean, it's ridiculous. They're literally telling you in your face that you don't matter as a driver and a passenger, that they are not going to take the proper precautions to make sure that you are with somebody who they exactly know. You can be with somebody that they don't even know even owns an account. Not responsible for conduct, whether online or offline, or of any user of the Lyft platform or services. You are solely responsible for your interactions with other users. And they are not responsible for nothing. They're basically updating these terms to let you know that they're not responsible for anything. They're basically controlling everything, but anything that happens, they don't care because they're not responsible, and you're not allowed to sue them regardless because you agreed to the terms and conditions. So be mindful before you hit agree and continue to work for this company, because they're letting you know that they don't care who basically gets on this app to rob you or bring harm to you or cause chaos. They don't even check to make sure. They don't even take the proper safety protocols to make sure that you guys are all safe. It is possible for others to obtain information about you that you provide, publish or post to or through the Lyft platform, including any profile information you provide, send to other users, or share during the rideshare services, and to use such information to harass and harm you. So basically, they're saying is if your passenger, this, quote me if I'm wrong, if your passenger collects information about you, they are able to harass you, and it's out of Lyft's hands. Lyft doesn't care. Lyft isn't responsible if their riders can collect information and harass you through connecting with this app. Basically. You have to agree or you will be terminated if you don't. Because I don't even understand why they have a agree button if they're going to terminate you if you don't agree. What's the point of giving somebody an option? It's corrupt. Like, it is so corrupt. It's ridiculous. This shouldn't even be a company. How dare you, Lyft? You have blood on your hands, but you don't care, and you're making policies to save your behind. You won't even come forward when people are dying or being robbed because you don't really care. You're not even checking to make sure that the passengers are exactly who they are. And you put it in your policies to save your butt and tell people that you are not responsible, when you should definitely be responsible for who you are allowing on this app to provide services to people who don't even have a real name or picture. But you want them to go off pictures and names. A joke. Just read, people. Read, okay? Please read. Please read. They do this every year. They switch up wordings every year to save their behind so that they won't be in trouble. When they know they are wrong, they know they are corrupt. This is why they make these type of policies to save their behind, because they know they are wrong. Okay? It's sad. It's really sad that they make their drivers agree on something that they really didn't even have an option, because if they didn't agree within a certain amount of time, they would have been deactivated. As a driver on the Lyft platform, you acknowledge and agree that you and Lyft are in direct business relationship. How are the drivers in Lyft in direct business relationship when Lyft calls all the shots? Lyft makes all the prices. Lyft it's either Lyft's way or no way. Because yes, you have the right to be online or offline. But when you are online, you have to follow through with everything that they say, even if it doesn't even sound right. As far as them letting anybody on this platform, and they don't even have to make sure the person is exactly who they are, because it's not their problem, basically. This is not an employment agreement and does not create an employment relationship between you and Lyft. Yet, you treat your drivers like they are employees. Pay attention, people. Wake up.